Anyone know what a linear equation is? If someone on the side of the road asked you what a linear equation is, what would you say? It could have an x and a y. What's happening with the x and the y? There's a relationship between x and y. Yeah? So, for example, you have y equals 2x. To get y, 2 times 1. Y equals 2. So for every x value, that value is doubled to get y. Between two variables, and the relationship has to be a certain thing about that relationship. So for example, y equals x squared. Why isn't that a linear equation? What's it going to form instead? Like a happy face. A smiley curve, yeah? Instead of a straight line, it'll be a curve. So it cannot be any powers greater than 1 or less than 1. It has to be 1. So we got y and x both have the journey x goes on. X is first doing what? It's first being multiplied by 3, and then what does it do? So to find x, you go back the other way. So you do 12 minus 6 divided by 3. 12's over here. Or you can do it like this. So to get from x to 3x, we multiply by 3. To get from 3x plus 6, you add 6. So to figure out what x is, we go back the other way. Take 6 and then divide by 3. So if I was doing it, this is just how I would set it out. So are you watching? 3x plus 6 equals 12. So I'm going to take 6 away from both sides. So there's no more 6's, they cancel out. On the left-hand side, what's left over? 3x. What's on the right side? 6. And then we divide, because currently it's timesing by 3. We divide both sides by 3. Because it's an equal sign, it's like a scale. You have to do the same thing on both sides of the equal. Otherwise, it's not equal anymore. So we're left with x equals 2. Either what's in between the 7 and the bracket at the moment? A multiplication, an invisible multiply. So you could divide 7 on both sides. I think it's easier to do the distributive law. You remember the distributive law? So I'm going to distribute 7 to both of those. 7 times 4 is 7 times 2. And the right-hand side of the equals, oh my goodness, stays the same. Okay? Now what should I do? Collect like terms. So currently it's positive 28y. If I bring that over here, we're going to take 28y from both sides. So 14 stays how it is. So you don't have to do that step. You could go straight to negative 26y. Is there any questions? Get rid of, so there's an invisible times in here. So we divide by negative 26. Yeah? And then we have to do one more step. Does anyone know? No, this is a non-calc question. We have to simplify. So both the top and the bottom can be divided by 2. We want to get rid of the fraction, so we want to get rid of the denominator. So we can multiply both sides by 5. So if we multiply both sides by 5, this 5 cancels out. Yes? On the left side. And we're left with u plus 2 equals what? 15. Yep. So now we've got rid of the fraction, we can do the SAD mob. So we can do the subtraction addition first. So u, what's going to happen to this plus 2? Take 2 from both sides, we're left with u equals 13. Now this question says, and check your solution. Do you guys remember doing that before? Very good. So wherever you see the u, you put that number. So it's 13 plus 2 over 5 equals 3. So 13 plus 2 is 15 over 5 equals 3. So you give yourself a tick. What shall we do?
Get rid of the fraction first.
So first step, get rid of the fraction. So we're going to times both sides by 3, both sides by 2, so you're left with that. You then distribute the 3. Then you distribute the 2. Bringing all the t's together, collecting like terms. So we're going to minus 6t from both sides, that gets rid of that. Left with 6t. We're going to add 9 to both sides, that gets rid of that. 8 plus 9 is?
17.
Divide both sides by 6. Which step did you get stuck on? Minus 6t from both sides. And you add 9 to both sides.